Hey, what's up? Hello, everyone. Welcome to the BINACT Podcast, where we talk music, the people that make it, and the communities that listen to it. This is weird.
It's
It's
been a
been
while.
like, it's been like, I think it's actually been like 4 months since we've recorded, or three and a half. The last time we recorded something was in April.
That would be right. So we just basically took a summer. We just took a summer vacation.
Unintentional. It really, I'm gonna tell you how it happened. I remember we had posted. And it feels like I've lived like 7 lifetimes this summer. I don't know why. And I feel like I've said that on another episode. So take that with a grain of salt. I remember we posted and I was like, yeah, we'll be right back. Like it was I had something I had to do real quick and it was like, cool, be right back. And then uh one life event and 2 other months later, here we are. And yeah, that's how it happened. Wasn't it? It's not going to be a long summary like where my roof caved in. It's just been a wild ass uh a wild ass summer. But we're back. And so much has happened. Eddie, how was your summer?
Still busy.
Right.
It's still busy. Definitely took the family to down south to Florida.
How was that? Is that like y'all's annual type family trip?
I don't. I won't say unfortunately, but I say unfortunately because of how much it costs to go down there.
Yeah, I can imagine. Now I'm
But
too close.
but we
That's too
did the
close.
but we did the theme parks and yeah.
Didn't y'all do that last year too? Like, did y'all do the parks last year too, or
We
you
did
just went down and
this.
relaxed?
We did one of the Disney parks.
Oh,
So
got
this time we did SeaWorld and Universal's Island of Adventures.
rich.
No, I ain't rich. I ain't
Rich.
rich. Nope, nope. Because
It's
when I
facts.
nope, because a family member paid for SeaWorld.
Ooh. I mean, I'll take rich family member too. I'll take
I
somebody.
ain't thing. Just a deal.
I will take rich family member all
Was
day.
more. It was more like a bribe. It was more like a bribe
Fair.
of hey, I'll get these if you come down.
But you know
And
what? That's the type of negotiation I need in my life. I need that in my life. I do.
but then of course you can't just go to that one place. You got to do. We were down there for a week, so got to fill in those other days,
Hmm.
and $600 later, tickets to Island of Adventure.
Oh, just I can't imagine. And again, I think when we talked last year, we talked about it, but that used to be my family's place because like they had timeshare. We went every year, whatever, and I loved it. Like it was nice to know that there's like a week where we're all gonna go and relax. I just can't imagine because like and now especially prices of everything is so high. Um, but I can't even imagine just every year my parents would go and drop the dollars because this family is trying to learn how to vacation yearly. It's very difficult. Not
You
for
can't.
me. Not for me, but for everybody else.
It's the way that the economy is and everything just going up and up. It's becoming. I'm not going to say unattainable, but it's not.
It's just hard. It's hard and
Yeah,
it's almost unrealistic, like you said, for like a working class family to do a vacation. It's like if you can, it's a blessing, obviously, but it's not easy.
yeah. I saw when I was down there. Of course, you see like the family reunions. You see like I think I saw a family of seven, and I'm just like, if you're flying down here, then you're paying for the hotels, unless you have a timeshare. But let's say you don't, you're doing the hotels for a week, then you're doing the parks. Add all that up, you're going over. You're going almost, give or take, almost 5 racks, maybe more.
Yeah, I mean, and like you said, just for getting the lodging park ticket, like if you're doing the parks alone, and then you have to think about food because
Oh, and the and vehicles.
oh yeah, if you're renting a car or if you're driving a car, you got to put gas in the car. Look, I decided obviously this first post summer or it's weird. We were talking before we recorded that AD's kids are going back later, but the kids in this house are um starting school next week. So like it's like summer's over, but not over because it's still about to be 1,006 degrees outside here. But um I've had a lot of old lady yelling at cloud experiences in this summer. I thought about it because we were sitting here talking
Oh
about
yeah, because you
finances.
because you crushed the threshold, haven't you?
No, yeah, I feel like maybe we talked about this. Maybe we did. Had just recently turned 30, but that was in March. Now I'm closer. I'm 30, almost 30 and a half now. It's been so
Yeah,
long.
now it's hitting you different.
I am aged. No, I'm old. Oddly enough, I went out for my sorority sister's husband's 35th birthday, and we went to this lounge the night of wasn't there a fight Saturday? Somebody was fighting,
Yep.
right? Some niggas was fighting, cool. Um that night, I don't know who was fighting, but we went to this lounge, so it was like half lounge, half like people watching the fight. It was so crowded. And I definitely did like a, oh my God, there's so many people in here, type moment. Um, but we drank, a whole bunch of tequila. That is drink of choice. Fine. Anybody who knows me personally knows that's my drink of choice.
Let me guess. Your theme song now is that Casamigo song.
Is there a Casamigo song?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that song is. I actually to keep it a buck, Casamigos. I like tequila and I'm kind of a tequila snob. It's not like it's drinkable, it's tolerable at best. Casamigos ain't even all that good, but that's my personal opinion. I'm a Don Julio girly. I don't really like Patron like that either. Well, I will drink it like in a mixed drink or in a margarita, but I don't like Patron like that as far as drinking it straight. A lot of y'all like Patron shots. That's not me. Um, but yeah, we were at this lounge, and so we drank. Then we did like a pregame, and then we went to the lounge. And fun fact, my fiance, he doesn't drink, so I always have a built-in designated driver when we go out, which is
Good
nice.
man, good man, good man,
Which is
good man.
great. He does not drink.
A good man
And
that doesn't take the toxins into the body.
he
He's
does
pure.
not drink, so it's always very nice. But because of that fact, since I had I don't know how many shots of different tequilas. We had one
Oh,
tequila. I think we had De Leon at the pregame, and then I think we drank Casamigos. And then somebody was drinking Henny. I don't drink Henny. Henny is disgusting. But by the time got home or got home, I was hungover all Sunday. It took me 24 actual hours to recover. Um, Thankfully, I wasn't like you get like a headache. I wasn't sick hungover. I just was exhausted, like bedridden, as if I had a cold.
yeah. That's why. Honestly, I gave up. I'm in the process of giving up drinking just because of it's number one. It's not really worth it. So, it's not really worth it. And two, half of the stuff that you're drinking doesn't even taste good.
And the thing about it is, I do like to drink for taste. Like, I don't necessarily like to drink to be messed up. Like, there are drinks that I enjoy, and I don't have to have like 7 of them. So I do drink for taste. I don't drink very much during the week anymore. Unless it's like wine, and even then I don't keep a lot of wine, but I have started to try to make my own drinks at home on the weekends, like if I'm not going out, or going like to brunch or something like that. But yeah, I'm feeling very old lady yelling at cloud, frustrated about money. Actually, my neighbors have weeds that are growing into my yard, so like I just feel very old lady right now.
I understand.
You're the very old lady right now. I don't like it.
It is what it is.
For the people watching the YouTube video, again, I forgot how to be on camera, and I also forgot how to look at myself on camera. So I just don't. I am getting adjusted to how I look. So just bear with me for this return episode, okay? Because it's just looking real uncomfortable. Looking at myself right now, it's crazy. It's crazy. I'm going to save. I have like some favorite songs that I've heard over the past few months. I'm gonna save some of them for new noise. But I will ask, how caught up are you on, let's even go mainstream. Let's keep it kind of easy, light. Mainstream wise, how caught up are you? Me, not very much.
I would
Kind
say
of.
that I would say the same, just because of, to be honest, a lot of music this go around has been very mid, has been very mid or not impactful. And I don't care what anybody says about charts or whatnot. The charts kind of prove in the urban sector, it kind of proved it with no number one until Uzi.
Oh, you talking about, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna talk about some things that I won't say that we won't talk about like in the next couple weeks, but I heard, the peoples have been clamoring, air quotes, air quotation marks, about Utopia. Like Utopia drop, was that
I haven't.
Friday?
Yeah, it dropped Friday. I haven't listened to it. I know people have. It's going to be number one. It's supposed to be charting because of the bundles, like 800,
Oh
like
yeah, 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 yeah.
800. And again, if we're when that has become more focused instead of the actual project, we have a problem, and it's hitting different sectors. Because look, even in the concert realm, look at how many shows have been canceled or slashed in half, and these are from like big artists.
And we're gonna link. Jay Nolan has the perfect video explaining it better than I'm gonna explain it, so I'm gonna link that in the show notes.
Yes, because
Cause
he broke it down,
very well.
and this is stuff that I think has been said time and time and time again, and nobody is wanting to believe it until you're seeing the actual effects. Because between the
Mm-hmm.
economy, the music is what is watered down. Like I've said before, and others have said, it's a disco era. There, a lot of the music just doesn't last. It doesn't stick to your ribs.
I mean, and I will let this be said again for mainstream purposes only, because we do always normally delve into smaller artists, or I won't even say smaller, but I guess like not fully visible artists that are still doing the work. So um I never like to discredit and be like, oh, music sucks as a whole, because that's not like all the way true. But right now, the things that are being marketed to us are very boring. um or I guess maybe there's, to some people they wouldn't be boring, but it's not substantive. It's just, it feels like fodder. Speaking of which, I've been recently playing a new farming sim. That's why I was thinking about fodder. But it feels like that. It feels like the things that you feed cows. Like dry, probably has bugs,
Yeah.
Terrible.
I just think it's also, again, it's just a lack of connection between artists and the fans. And really, when time comes, we of course we know like the big heavy hitters are gonna sell their shows. Like Drake is doing his tour. He's supposed to drop an album within the next month or so. What do you do? Another Drake album where he doesn't say anything, but he
Didn't he
doesn't
just
tell.
drop some music?
That was like almost like 6 months to a year ago.
The one with the babies on the
I
thing?
mean, 21 Savage.
Oh, I forgot about that. I completely forgot about that. Forgot that
Yeah,
existed.
that's his last one. But he's supposed to do that, and then he's doing a tough talk to push, but he won't say the name. And
I don't
all
get
right,
it. I wish Drake would tease us with retiring like The Weeknd's doing.
I don't even. it's just he's safe, and a lot of the music now it's safe, it's manufactured, and the facade has broken. I think that is what we have just come to realize, and again in the concerts, the figures are showing that. The concerts are showing that, and when it's money on the table, when it's money on the table, it's a lot of people are not willing to put their money where their mouth is. And on top of that, like Lo said on the show with Ebro and the Deska, a lot of the music sucks.
And like, so
And that's not me being an old man or
no,
whatnot, but
I mean, a
it's
lot of it does actually suck.
so and this is not going against the women or whatnot, right? But how many times is a lot of the women stuff is ratchet, ratchet, ratchet. Let me
Boo.
torque my ass, and it's like it's literally copy paste
Boo
redo,
still.
and still it's still that way. But when somebody, and I'm just going to shout her out, like Winnie, who is she talks about this stuff, but because of how she raps, you're focusing more on the lyrics, and she can actually go
I don't
like,
know
and
which one
she's
that
young.
is.
Uh, uh
I'll
I'll
look her up.
yeah, but it's like when you hear her, it's like wow, yeah, she's talking some ratchet stuff, right? But she's actually rapping about other with wordplay, similes, all that you're focusing more on what she's actually saying compared to the beat.
Yeah, you're still never gonna get me to fully co-sign the I'm tired of like ratchet girl music brigade because niggas been doing it for a while. So like, yeah, it exists, but like niggas do it too. So
But
I'm never
my
gonna be like ill
I'm not even saying,
to the idea. Like, yeah, I might not
but I'm not
enjoy
even
all
saying
the
that. I'm
music,
saying is
but
more like for example, here's a Pepsi, right? I'm a this is we'll call this one right now this is the original, right? The
some
next
would
one,
argue, but yeah.
next one is cherry Pepsi, just a different look, but still has the same thing. I.e., that's what we're getting with Ice Spice. Look at everybody before Ice Spice, Meg The Stallion. We can even go Nicki, but Nicki has some bars. But even just going down that line, and there's no,
Speaking of which, Nikki, you can keep Pink Friday too. I don't want it, but that's just me.
but there's no differential that makes the next artist different. Like what makes them special? It's all everything is turn around, shake my ass, da 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 da. Right? Because you can say lotto, you can say all these type of things. And again, this is not me going and doing like all women artists are bad and whatnot. And I understand they're talking about their stuff, but I think what a lot of people are saying is we can. I hear it from one, I hear it from all. Let's switch it up. What makes you?
I always still I have to challenge that with do niggas not do the same thing? Like, are
They,
niggas somehow different?
I
If they
think, but
if we can say that everybody's doing the same thing, I'm cool with that. But it's just when we get
no,
into
no, and
the
that's
finger pointing of only women do this, but men
no.
are
I'm not
so
even saying. I'm not even
versatile.
saying that
And
it's. I would say to you is yes, but I think there's so much of differential, right? Is you can pick and choose, but compared to what's being marketed, that's what I'll say. The main what's being marketed in the
okay,
mainstream
okay,
is one
fine,
flavor
fine.
compared to hey, different tastes of ice cream. You got chocolate chip cookie dough over here. You got mint chocolate chip over here. You got Rocky Road. You got a little bit of everything that you can say, okay, they're playing off of each other, you know. So, but right now it's gang, gang, gang. Shake your ass, shake your ass, shake your ass.
And
Mumble.
thinking about it though, I know that I've just recently, well, I won't say just recently, but kind of recently aged out of the demographic where it works, right? Like I realized that the reason that I'm not interested is because to keep up with all this music, as we've mentioned before, I don't even necessarily have to be in the clubs or whatever, but like to keep up with it, I have to want to feel like I want to shake my ass, right? So if half the time, 75% of the time, 80% of the time, you know, I'm at work, whether that's like in a cube or at my house or whatever, and all I'm really doing for at least 6 hours a day, this I actually do want to talk about it on a future episode, but 6 hours a day, I'm listening to lo-fi cat or whatever, right? Because I'm not really focused on, you know, I used to listen to music at work, like absorb new music at work when I first started working and stuff like that. But now again, I'm listening to lo-fi cat or classical, just something to get me through my workday. And then after work or whatever, I will now put on my comfort music album or two. Um, OG was talking to me about this, but I'm trying to challenge myself, not necessarily to stay super connected to the mainstream, but stay connected to music. And you can easily lose, you know, like not being connected to even knowing anybody new. And I'm trying my best to make sure that I do that, like kind of segueing off like super mainstream stuff a bit, because we know that whatever's there isn't fulfilling us anymore. Like again, I won't even say that we're not kids, we're just not the target demographic anymore.
It's
So
the target audience is the algorithm. That's it.
but I do try my best to keep informed with the artists that I like. So the artists that have kind of stuck with me for a long time, again, my list, everybody knows my list, doesn't matter. Um, and then looking for new artists that come up and like people that are being consistent. Because another kind of issue that we run into too is we might have an artist that's working, like that's not super mainstream and working, and they just don't continue. Like there are a couple artists that I used to be following kind of heavily a couple years ago, and they've either fallen off again. It might be money stuff because like making music's expensive or whatever it is. Sometimes it's also hard to keep. I won't say keep engaged. It's just like I'm trying to think of there's an artist that I can't think of at the top of my head right now. One artist that I know that is still thriving, which is good, and I talk about him all the time, is Kyle Dion. Like I still follow him on Instagram, and he dropped. So I talked about Sassy a lot. I damn sure talked about Sassy on our last R&B episode. But he's been teasing that he's in the studio. Awesome stuff. I'm excited, but there are also artists that kind of don't have that longevity. And it makes me sad because like Kyle Dion has been dropping since like I found him on Vine. So that's how long he's been like pursuing music as a career. And he's popular. I guess like it feels like he's mainstream to me because when I say Kyle Dion, people know who I'm talking about. But that doesn't necessarily make him mainstream. Like when I say Kyle Dion, people are like, yeah, I know Kyle Dion. But that doesn't necessarily make him mainstream, but he's still very popular and people recognize him. That was just a roundabout way of saying that I still want to stay connected to people like that. And also like up and comers. Like I definitely don't think that we've hit Fly Out a Boss, like the two girls that have been running on TikTok with their one single, but everybody loves them. You've seen them. Hello, Christ. I'm about to sin again. You've seen that video.
No.
I'm not going to sing it. I'll send it to you.
No.
They seem really cute. And like, I like their marketing scheme. And then I actually listened to like their music. It's fun. It's fun music too. Like I think their bio says they're like 23, 22, 23, 24, somewhere around there. And they just like, they're two girls that make music, probably like in their rooms or whatever. And they got popular. They got popular for doing like certain videos on TikTok, which I think is cute. I'm interested in following the new kids and seeing what they're gonna do. And I'm hoping that they don't just have 15 seconds of fame or 15 minutes of fame. I think that's what I'm trying to say. Like Fly on a Bus, they're popular right now because the videos that they do on the internet or like on TikTok and stuff. And I hope they use that and like stay around longer. I'm kind of tired of getting attached to people that have like 2 seconds of fame and then they kind of leave. Makes me sad.
Well, unfortunately, that's just the way that this system. That's because that's what it is. This music system is nowadays. Like like again, this is again old man screaming at the clouds type of
Yep.
thing. But
It's my life.
but when you always say to me, isn't niggas always doing the same, doing that for their music, whatnot? My thing has always been of just diversity, right? And I'm saying like when someone does party music, right? They do it in such a way that you're connected to it. Like they understand the music, the musical soundscape. They put it in a different way, so it's not sounding the same. Someone over here may be super technical, right? That you just hear them, and they just go. You're like, man, that's crazy over here. Then you got someone over here that can do it all, and then you got the other person over here that can connect with their story, right? That when you hear it, it's it just connects with you for a long time. Like what I think has happened, and I think everyone think, is a lot of these words like classic, iconic, changing has been bastardized to the point that they don't even mean anything anymore.
That that period. Additionally, I think we're also just seeing, particularly just because we're like getting older and like you said, seeing how the system works. We're seeing everything like everything being like super commodified. Like music, and even like the music we love is more of like a commodity and something that, again, that you like, that you churn out and you create for people's bottom lines, whether that be your own and, you know, music execs or whatever. It's really hard like to connect. Like it's hard to feel connected to something when everything feels gimmicky. Everything feels like I make album, drop album, market album, sale, number one chart, try for a Grammy. Like it just feels, you know, gamey. Like it doesn't even feel like, and this is not because I do always feel kind of conflicted saying this. This is not to say that like people who make art in general should not want to be paid for their art. Like this is not me being like, you should make money and starve and be sad. No, but like the stuff coming out now doesn't even feel like people want to make it. It's just, again, 1+1 equals hit. And
Yeah,
then
there's level to it. There's levels to it. There's levels to it. That's the best way we can put it, right? There's levels to this shit, right? Is is because music is now being treated more as an entry point to so many different things. The quality has gone down. Let's just call it what it is, because it's an entry point to different avenues that where you don't even have to tour anymore. That literally you can live off of the socials, or can pivot your way into movies and different investments and all that type of stuff. That literally, when it comes down to actually crafting a full body of work, it's just gone down and down and down and down.
I recently got into an argument with Man about that because he was telling me that EPs and albums are the same, and that pissed me off. I was like, they are not the same. Like, I understand that that is how record labels have been doing things recently, but to me, an EP and an album, two different things.
The EP, step back. The EP traditionally, depending on, I just go back. So the EP traditionally was more as just a little, a little bit of loosies. Say, hey, we got some music, we got a project on the way, but we got something that is not going to
Agreed.
fit with the current album, but we still think that these are good stuff that we want to treat you guys and hold you guys to. Ironically, that's what the mixtapes were for,
Agreed.
right? And they put more, and they had, which became more because they have more freedom compared to an album, and the record labels confinements and all this type of stuff. Like we've like was it I watched during while we're gone, I watched an interview with Neo, and he was talking about like how he found out that his budget was gone for I think the first album. So he was just talking about just the different games that they played. So he was like, hey, I want to do this and this, and when he went to the record label, he's like, yeah, so what, how we're gonna push this, how we're gonna market this or whatever. They just said, you ain't got no money. And he was like, what are you talking about? Oh, and this is where we heard about the sleazy game is, hey, all them dinners and all of them clothes and whatnot, that was your budget. You know.
I
So
mean, yeah.
even so when you start hearing those stories, it's almost like, and let's see, is you're almost defeated before you even walk through the door. If you get my drift.
Yeah, and I guess why to try and make this or I guess as optimistic as possible, to spin it in a like different light. I think that that's why the indie route, even though it's really hard, like I'm not gonna be like, oh, indie route's so easy, and that means that as a creative, since you have free reign, that makes it simple or whatever. But I think that's why it is at least good for artists to have the independent opportunity. Like that means that you're working probably twice as hard to make your shit, but it's nice. And again, I think I talk about it all, or I've mentioned it a lot, but like I think about obviously like creators like Jay Nolan and Pat Jr. and um there's like just a handful of creatives that I've worked with in the past or like seen grow that still are dedicated to making it work, right? Like making it work in their own on their own terms and in their own realm, instead of being like, well, record deal will save my life. And again, not to say that if one came their way that worked for them, that if they took it, that it would be like, ew, why would you do that? But
I always bring up Deontay Hitchcock. You hear that this man, the love, the passion for this, you know, the way that he's intentional about not just connecting with fans, but making his music be that much to impact. You know, it's I understand because I'm sure every creative reaches that point of like, do I really want to keep doing this?
right.
And a lot of times it's like you don't have anything else to talk about, or you're in a position where you don't have to worry about anything, and you can just go from the pure spirit, like Nas did with Magic too. You know, it's still high quality Nas. You still hear him at some of his best stuff, but it's just that man's been doing it for so long that he's had the ups and downs and whatnot. And for this run that he's on with connecting with Hit Boy, which revitalized him in a way, and he's operating from a place where I don't have to do it for the money because I'm set.
Right.
It's allowing him just to have fun again. And I think that's what a lot of these artists are running into, is not just what is authentic to them. And I'm not talking about gang and all this type, but just being who you really are, having fun with the craft, but still being able to say, all right, I'm putting out some of my best work, because because a lot of times they're up against the clock. things don't stick. Things do not stick the way like they used to.
They could, but they don't.
It could,
They could.
but with everything being saturated so much to a point, it's you're here today, and literally 5 seconds later, you're gone.
Yep.
You gotta have the new TikTok trend. You gotta have a new TikTok song that everybody's going for. That all the thoughts are going to put in their pictures, or going to quote the lyrics.
But this is what fires me up, because could we not, as the consumer, consume differently? Like, I get real frustrated. Like, yeah, you're completely 100% right. But as consumers, could we maybe like start punishing our artists for like not putting out stuff? Like, I know we're two consumers, so like it would have to be a way larger base or part of the consumer base.
But see, artists are sensitive, so they're going to be mad about their shit.
I mean, but shouldn't they be mad? Like, shouldn't they maybe go back to the drawing board? Because like Drake ain't never been punished, and I feel like that's his problem. That's why the music sounds like
he got punished, but because he's safe and he's the golden child.
When has Drake ever been punished for putting out these past few albums that have?
Nah, he was getting hit, but because like I said, he's safe. And he's I'm not going to call him a culture vulture, but he takes from different cultures and different vibes. He just knows how to play the game.
The memes say he gonna be sounding like St. Louis next because he was just hanging out with Sexy Red. That's what the meme said. I didn't say it. The meme said it.
Hey, that's the thing about that's. I think the smart ones understand, like, he doesn't have really anything to say.
Now, I'm going to tell you something, because Drake used to have something to say. His whole shtick was like, I don't belong here, but I'm going to prove myself. And like, now that he's here, he's just very like,
it's
existing.
It's tricking. I'm going to talk this tough talk. But when somebody came and smacked him in the face, he's been bruised, but he's still going to do all that tough talk because he did that on one song on Travis' album. But he don't want to say the person's name, but everybody knows. It's like, if you're going to do all that talking, say the name.
I still decided that I'm not going to listen to that album for at least another couple weeks.
But
okay.
But like the one song I heard that from that album, K-pop with Weeknd.
That's the single.
Bad Bunny. I did not like that at all. It sounded like everything else that's out there right now.
I heard it. I was not impressed. I mean, it was kind of like an okay song to me.
It doesn't stick to you. That's the thing. It does not stick to your ribs. It does not do anything. And again, we always talk about hype beasts and whatnot. This is what the music culture is right now. And this is not me. Now I'm gonna step back, because we always acknowledge there are great artists out there who's doing it. We talk about in the R&B realm, there's so many different artists that you have to give nothing but love and respect to them,
and I'd say they're good. There are good artists making hip hop too. Like, again, we talked about them. It's just
there's so much like
it's not that it doesn't exist. It's just like I will like to specify that it's not, like you said, not what it's not what we're being fed. It exists. You have to find it. A lot of people won't find it. So
and you said should we not punish artists? And let me go back to that. I think the difference is because a lot of them are doing it on themselves. They're putting their money behind their art and whatnot. They're not going to feel that pin. They're going to feel it in a different way, but they're not going to be punished by the fans because they just get that one sector that they could tour with.
I guess that's kind of my again, that's what riles me up, is really not being, and again, not that we all, because we're not critics here, not that we have to be so snobby that we never listen to anything unless it's the finest of the fine. But at the same time, like when we get to a point, again, we're like 25 Drake albums deep at this point. When we get to a point that, again, personally, the last time that I remember Drake putting out something of high caliber and quality was Nothing Was the Same. And that had to be 10 years ago. 8 years ago. 9 years or 7, 8, but it's been year. And I mean, more than half a decade ago is the last time that I remember Drake putting out. I mean, when I say a body of work, like a body of work, not like, again, like you said, not things that are like cutesy little Instagram quotes, not hit factory, blah, blah, blah albums, a body of work to remember and look back on. That was years ago. And so at this point, when do we say, hey, Drake, can we have some quality music, please, sir? Like, when do we do that?
That's why I go back to is because artists, their sense about their work. I think there is a percentage. I wouldn't know what this percentage is, but I do think there is a percentage of artists who try to outdo themselves, who try to take the lessons from one project, or even if it's an EP, try to take that constructive criticism. But of course, if you say your stuff is not that great or it's mid, and you give reasons why, you're considered to be a hater. The artists are.
But I'm tired of them niggas too. Like, it's not all hate.
But it's not all hate. But a majority of these artists are gonna whine and complain, and then when things don't happen, they're going to complain. They're going to complain that's they're being blackballed. It's the label. It's this and that. It's just like, no, your stuff is just not good. It's not good. It's not hitting. It's perfect. Perfect point. And is J. Cole. J. Cole is the everyman's rapper, right? Now, recently, he going more on to that tough talk, talking about guns and all this type of stuff. And that's kind of rubbing people wrong. Like, this doesn't feel like it's you. Maybe people in your crew, but this doesn't feel like it's you. So what we doing here? That's what it's coming down to. You know, it's Kevin Hart was interviewing Dr. Dre the other day, right? For his
interesting sentence.
It was for his Peacock show, right? I forgot what it's called, right?
Got
it. Dr. Dre said it just plain as day. He said, "Hey," and I did disagree with him on one part, but he did say, "Hey, the music is evolving, right? The craft is evolving. We are just in a different space." He says that literally, he said about 90%. He would say about 90%, but he basically said a lot of the stuff that's out there right now, he doesn't listen to it because it does nothing for him. But he's not going to crap on it because the music is evolving.
Right. I agree with that.
I will only disagree with him is I think the production of music is evolving, but I think the heart of the music, what makes it special, is devolving.
Yeah.
So it's one's going up while one's going down. There's very few that have that happy space that's right here, or that's like so different that you're like, okay, this is great. So as I was saying before, I had to pull Candice out of the internal black hole that is.
I was cool being in the dark. I had sunlight for like 30 minutes.
No, you're not.
You can see back there. I don't like being able to see back there.
No, it's called you turn on the light. We're not.
Look, again, we're the next investment post student loan turn on, or whatever that is called. I'm gonna be getting a better camera. I have a light, but I think the camera that I get will at least help me be able to utilize some of my light better. Because again, for those watching, the way my room is set up, it's really hard for me. I have the ring light, but my desk faces a certain way, so the lighting is always very strange. Say all that to say, to improve the setup, it costs money, and I'm not trying to throw a lot of money in it right now because I can't afford it until they turn these student loans back on and let me know what I'm working with. I haven't paid a student loan since I bought this house. So
I don't think everyone's not looking forward to it, but
no, nobody's looking forward to it. I was just saying, like, for some people, I'm sure everybody's financial situation has changed, but I legit have not paid a student loan payment since I purchased a home. So I'm just like, I don't like this. I don't like this very much at all. It feels very ghetto. Feels ghetto. Do not recommend.
Before we get back onto the topic of music,
we got distracted.
Yes, and I'm going to send you the photo, right?
Oh no, I'm scared. What am I about to see?
Tell me why the two little people in my house.
Oh, please hurry up. Hurry up.
Have decided to basically cosplay as me.
Oh no, please. I want to hurry up. I wish you would hurry up. It's not sending. I want to see it right now.
I'm forward to you. So hold on.
It's thinking. But now I have light and I'm pink lit, so much is going on with my lighting now.
You called out Nikki, so she came in through her. So yeah.
Well, these are the LEDs. They come on a timer, so they come on every night. I need to rehang.
It's my best friend.
So. So I sent it to you, but.
Oh my God. All right. I'm going to describe it for the listeners as best as possible. Oh no, this is actually so funny. All right.
No.
Oh God. This is so funny. Okay. So AD's little people have on makeup that looks like his beard and a beanie, both dressed in all black, a beanie and a snapback on. This one, it kind of looks like an Outcast shirt. I can't tell. One of them kind of looks like an Outcast shirt.
No, it's a Bullet Club shirt.
Oh,
wrestling.
It looks like the top of the Outcast though. That's what it looks like to me. Oh no, this is a priceless picture. This is really good. So yeah, this is a good laugh. They cosplayed as their father, and that is actually they did a really good job. They've got the old man scowl on and all. I appreciate this cosplay. 10 out of 10. They should take that to the con. They should take the cosplay to the con. That's really funny. That's really funny. Like, no, that's hilarious. Actually, I mean, we can honestly end. We can end right there. We can't post the picture, obviously. We do not post anyone under 18 here. But that was that. I wish we could show the picture, but just know that we're actually, this is just updates, housekeeping, and getting back on track. AD needs to post his face on the actual BINACT page because the actual BINACT page is never, well, I mean, in videos, but like you've never posted a picture on the BINACT page.
Because I don't look good.
I mean, professionalism, AD.
Hey, there's so many content creators that have never shown their face and they got millions of views.
Yeah, but I don't think we can go that route.
I think we could.
No, I don't think we can go that route, friend.
I
That's
think we
not the
could.
route. I don't know if we can go that way.
I think we could.
At best, we'd have to get the little doodles that everyone's getting, or like the little AI pictures or whatever.
No. Okay. See, because this is we just so.
Actually, I wouldn't feed my pictures to an AI, so it would have to actually be a hand drawn picture.
So
Sorry, not sorry.
I kid you not. This AI thing is so scary, right? There is Instagram pages of AI thoughts.
That doesn't shock me.
And
I mean, also in the 3 months that we've been away, we also discovered aliens. I'm telling you, a lot has happened in 3 months.
look, no, that doesn't. The aliens thing does not shock me because aliens.
Oh, it doesn't shock me. I'm not surprised at aliens.
I think just everyone's like this. Oh, they actually said it. It's like they've said that during the Trump administration that aliens have been here. Like if we're
It's really reductive to think that we are the only beings on Earth. Like
that's why I always
it's
say
really reductive to just think that we're the only people here.
look, the multiverse. There is such thing as multiverse. There's such things as aliens. There's such thing as spirits, both good and evil.
I'ma just need the aliens to not like want to mess with us. I hope that it's selfish of me, but I hope that we are just of equal like mind power. I don't need them to be smarter than us because that's really gonna be the problem.
If we really wanted to go down this rabbit
That's
hole,
really
how do you
gonna be
think
the problem.
how do you think the pyramids got built?
Oh, I don't know. As far as like the national wonders of the world, I don't think about those too hard.
No,
I
but
just feel like they showed up.
think about
I
it.
feel like they showed up.
Think about it. How do you think the pyramids got built?
Man, this is where I get lazy because I don't care. They're here.
Yeah, see, I'm
This
trying
is
to.
where I get lazy because I mean, do I think that aliens built the pyramids? I don't actually. I will be honest with you. I don't know what I believe about how they got here. I really don't know because I never.
I think they've been. Look, my thing is this. I think they've been here since the dawn of time.
Aliens or pyramids?
I think aliens. I think aliens have been here for.
So you believe aliens are like the type of aliens that are shapeshifters? So like that they look like humans and they just been here and we just never noticed they were here? Type deal?
I think they have evolved to that.
Okay.
I'm not. This is not me going on tinfoil hat, but I do think that.
Occasionally it's good to go tinfoil hat.
But I do believe that aliens have been a lot of. Like I said, I think that literally two beings were created. I think beings were created at the same time, and at different points. That she's blowing bubbles. What the?
I got very whimsical as we started talking about aliens.
But
they were sitting on my desk.
It's just I do believe that there were different there's different key events in history that I think that they've made their influence known.
I can't say that I disagree.
That's all I'm saying is if we're thinking that for 1 second that just based off of our logic and just us messing around with things that we found certain things by happenstance doesn't mean that didn't happen. I just think that there were certain things that happened for the bigger picture that they were the catalyst for.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
We really have lived like 5 lives in 3 months because so much has happened and it's still yet not enough. Not enough things have happened, it feels. But even to get us back kind of on track as far as music goes.
Are we on track? Did we really have a rundown?
Right. Was that a segue? Aliens make music. Shit, I don't know. I feel like Drake alien. There. It makes sense now.
He's a sort of type of alien, but
I feel like Drake alien, so whatever. I feel like every year that we've been doing the podcast, which has been about 3 years now, which is kind of crazy. we get to this like, mainstream music is exhausting, and we know that, like, whatever, it's exhausting, fine.
Let's not talk about that. Let's talk about more interesting things like Jamie Foxx being a clone to people,
You
and
know
people
what?
still believe in that.
I feel like we need to have like a very sub area, because I feel like I've mentioned on the podcast that I'm still not a super TV head, but lately I've been kind of on my movie TV, stuff. And Who Cloned Tyrone was good. Like, I enjoyed it.
I need to watch it. I've been holding back.
Please watch it.
I will.
Please watch it.
It's on the queue. It's just sit down and watch it.
And there's another, like, somebody on the online was saying, like, this genre, like, black sci-fi or Afrofuturism or whatever you're calling it, I need it all injected into my veins very quickly. Like, I want more.
I'm gonna put a pause on that. I'm gonna put a pause on that. Right?
I'm put a pause on that. To ruin my Afro. I enjoy it.
No. Hey, listen to what I'm about to say. Right? There's people who do it just like in music, just like with anything. There are people who do it correctly, right? And then there's people who do it that they end up on Tubi.
Well, okay, everything ends up on Tubi. So,
but I'm saying that literally. Tell me why I should see Safari's baby mama. What's her name?
No. Okay, again, now so you're going a different direction. No, let me finish. You are going a different direction. I know the direction you're going, but you are going a direction that.
But let me finish, right? Like, like whatever her name is, right?
No, I don't know her name either.
Erica Mena, right?
Oh, I do know her name. I forgot.
Yeah. Name, Tell me why I'm seeing literally like 4 or 5 movies of her posted on Tubi.
No, but again, you see how you always go left. That's not what I was asking for. You know it.
No, but I'm saying there's people that do it correctly. There's people that do it correctly, and then there's people that do it so bad that they end up on Tubi and it's just becoming a meme. And literally the acting and writing is terrible. Like we talk about, can we punish the artists? Let's punish them. They're on Tubi.
Okay. Again, no. Not Tubi movies. I'm talking about well done, well thought out ideas. What am I trying to say? Well done themes, quality entertainment. I am not talking about Tubi movies. I'm not talking about Tubi writers. No.
But see, we have to be. It's a Black film. We have to support. We have to be.
No, and this is the thing. No, we don't support this. This is what we should be doing in the music industry. We should not be supporting garbage. No, not garbage.
But then you're against us.
No, I'm against garbage. I don't support white garbage either, if that makes anybody feel any better.
Now we'll say there's like, not saying the ones that go over there just to get more run, but there's some original that are,
not all Tubi movies are like god awful, but a majority of them are.
Yeah, and they're highly promoted. So
and I mean, it's also like they have budget, but no budget at all. Like the writing is terrible. I don't know.
It's a tax write-off for a lot of these things, and let's just call it what it is. The streaming service bubble has burst.
Yeah, we're also in a writer's strike for the TV. A lot has happened,
and the way that things are going. I hope y'all like y'all reality shows and game shows.
Oh, because this is gonna be awful. Well, I've actually gotten into my rewatching bag. I watched The Good Place for the first time. I had never seen that show at all. People used to talk about that show. I loved it. And then now I'm kind of rewatching How to Get Away with Murder. Because like I remember I did not watch the last season, but I watched the other seasons like as they were coming on TV, if I remember. So I think I'm on season 3. And then when I finally get to the season that I don't know what's going on is when I'm going to start actively paying attention and see how the show ended. Because I really don't know how the show ended. Couldn't tell
No,
you.
I'm just catching up on documentary and whatnot. But I hope you. I'm just saying for the masses in general is I hope you like your if you're looking for new content. I hope you like your reality shows and game shows because that's what's all that's going
No, I'm gonna be miserable because
because
I
that's
don't
all
like
that's
either
coming.
one of those things.
That's all that's coming, and the whole thing is, I believe, is yes, writers, actors, production people, all should get their money. Each and every one of them is become just agreed play by the companies and corporations to just to do whatever.
But we know this.
And we know this, but again, it's a lot. It's just a sad situation. Go all the way around. But see, you know, the music, in the music industry, that will never happen because artists are too stuck on the tip. That's why they're trying to diversify. But before they ever get to that part of actually picketing against the corporations, they first have to come together, and that's never going to happen. It's never going to happen.
I always hate when we end on a depressing note. Let me find a song that I like. Jesus Christ. Um,
I was listening to I was listening to Lincoln. I was listening to uh Hybrid Theory.
you know what? I found out that Amine dropped a project in 2021 that I knew nothing about. Called 2.5. Like, obviously he did the Ketramine with Ketranada this year. But I didn't know that this 2.5 existed, and I heard a couple of songs from it that I enjoyed, and I was like, "Huh, why did nobody tell me that this came out?" So that did make me pretty happy to hear. I also realized that Destin Conrad, who was another like popular Viner, um, makes music now, and he makes music with Kyle Dion. I think that's how I figured out there were that Destin Conrad was making music. Um, and it's pretty good. And what was I about to say? Jay Versace got credits on, was that Beyonce's album?
Jay Versace has done for Beyonce, Tyler.
Like Jay Versace was another, like Viner turned music artist that I was like, I didn't see that coming. And
No one did.
the music is good, but Destin Conrad too. That's why I was thinking about that. And then what else? What else? What else? Again, my summer soundtrack lately has just been Lo-Fi Cat. Not even going. I can't. I'm not even gonna hold you because I've just been working and trying to get my life. So I haven't I Janelle Monáe's album came out, still haven't heard it yet, and I'm like really disappointed because I do want to hear it, and I just haven't prioritized sitting and listening to it. So that's on me.
Heard good things. Heard good things about it.
Right.
I've
Me
been
too.
I've been listening. Just finished listening to Killer Mike's new album. I like what I heard so far. I think the weakest track on there is the one with Young Thug.
Mm.
Um, but that was good. Like I said earlier, I went back and started listening to Hybrid Theory because I believe it's their anniversary either last year or earlier this year, and listened to like two new tracks that was just was released on the anniversary pack. So I was like, oh, okay, that brought some memories back. Rest in peace to Chester. You know, what else have I been listening to? Uh, Next, I'm really going to check out this Winnie project because from the 2-3 songs I've heard from her, it, she could
We
go.
should we should review that. We should schedule and review
It's a,
it
and
so we can
it's
listen
a
to it at the
EP.
same
It's an
time.
EP. It's an EP. So I'm a month to go to hold my thoughts until I hear the full thing. But from what I've heard thus far, I like it. Of course, our our guy is supposed to be dropping the album pretty
Is
soon.
it not out? I'm tripping. I thought
No,
it had dropped
he
already.
dropped 2 singles, Cherry Pop and Love Me,
Okay, I don't know why I thought it came out already.
because he's supposed to
But the
be.
tour dates are already out. You know that.
Yes, so he's coming. He's coming. So
Tour dates. I'm interested.
I'm it. Look, from
I'm
what
interested.
from what Cherry Pop was, which I was like, okay, is he going into a pop punk sound?
Right, because I was like, also, if he did this, I would not be pissed. I
Right,
would be mad.
I would be intrigued. I'd be intrigued, and
But
then
Love Me dropped, and I was like, huh.
that's what I said. Sometimes I like when an artist does that. It's like it's quality, but it's like, where are we going with this? I don't know. I'm kind of scared, but
I'm not.
no. But look,
point,
when I say I'm scared, I mean in a good way. Like,
yeah, Jameson has gotten like, I'm loyal enough now to whatever direction he chooses. I'm there. I'm cool with that. Whatever direction we're going, let's go, bro.
I'm just like, want to hear what the full project is. I'll definitely will check out when he comes to the DC area, which are ironically like October and November in this area, in the DMV area.
I saw that. I'm trying to get. I was actually thinking about getting tickets for that area.
Which we got Jameson, right? And then at the Kennedy Center in October and November, we got Maxwell coming for 4 dates, which I'm trying to get tickets for that. And I want to say it's either the first or second week. Wale is performing at the Kennedy Center.
Oh, that's nice.
And then the following week, the Clips are performing at the Kennedy Center. That's so, because again, it's hip hop 50, the whole hip hop 50 thing. But I'm like, oh, that's not just that's a lot of money, but it's also, we're actually getting some names in this area that's coming in, not on a Tuesday or Wednesday, because
that's nice. Yeah, when people come, because like yes, that's what comes up for me. Beyonce come. I see Beyonce next week. And it's next week on a Wednesday. But I mean, shit, I don't like to hear you can't complain, because at least niggas come. So I'll see a concert on a Tuesday. That don't bother me at all.
50 Cent is doing his last world tour.
If I had a concert that I didn't have to travel at least at minimum an hour and a half to, I'd see one on a Tuesday.
And that's on a Tuesday or Wednesday. It's just, it's hard. That's all I'm saying. It's just the point of thing. It's just hard.
Yeah,
it's just hard.
Money's about to be, funny, but I am trying to see Jameson, because I have not seen him since it is.
I've been to 2 of his shows. I haven't been disappointed. So all I'm just saying is, I just need to know when the album's dropping, and
that's kind of what's holding me up. It's 50-50. I want to buy my ticket so I know that I have it and know what city I'm going to see him in. Or I was kind of like waiting for the album, but either way, I do want to say
he's coming my way on Friday. So yeah. So
already.
Who?
Jameson.
Yeah, it's coming up. Not think, but when he comes, which will be in November, I believe. It'll be a Friday night. So.
I was about to be like, he's coming in like 3 days. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, you were meaning that he's coming on a Friday. Yeah, I was looking at the tour dates, like I said, for that area. I wanted to go to a city where I knew people, but I wasn't feeling Atlanta, and he's not coming to Charlotte. I don't think he's coming that close. So I said, if I go, I'm just gonna, obviously fly, because it don't make no sense to. He is going to Atlanta, but I'm kind of over concerts in Atlanta at this point. So.
And was it just because it's in the area, Robert Glasper in September's performing at the Kennedy Center.
Now you're just naming people to upset me. Like, why? You know, I'm not going to. I can't see any of these people.
Oh my gosh, I'm so mad now. I should get tickets. It's at Wolf Trap. But listen to who's going to be part of this. Uh, I don't know. It seems like it's a program, but I'm sure there's going to be some a set or whatnot. It's going to be Robert Glasper, Corday, Common, Lupe Fiasco, T3 of Slum Village, and Rhapsody.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. I'm disgusted.
I am. Let me see how much your tickets going for. This is the fun part. Let us see how much tickets are going for.
I'm disgusted. Because that sounds amazing.
September 9th. Tickets are going for starting at, drumroll please. Lowest starts at $50. That's not bad.
Can't be. That's a steal.
That's not bad. Let me see. Orchestra section. And there's a lot of seats there. Let's just see here. Of course, closer you get, it's like $132, but still, if you get the lower level, that's not bad actually. Some of these seats are just, it's not bad, but
I am not about to let you make me be a hater at some of the ticket prices for this show.
I'm saying some of these is not bad. Like if you want to get on the lawn, it's $50, but you get a couple of different things. But I'm just saying in general.
I mean,
right?
For that lineup, $50 is not bad. Even on the lawn, like that's not a terrible. It's not an outdoor venue.
It's not bad, and I think to tie it all back to what Jay Nolan, how he broke it down is, I think a lot of these artists kind of price themselves out from their fans of their fans to actually.
Oh yeah, they definitely do.
So that's what I'll say about that. But who else? Like this Club Quarantine with D Nice is also coming.
I saw that. I think it maybe got advertised to me on Instagram or something for some reason. I don't know how that worked out, but I saw that.
And then Timberland's also supposed to come through later that month in October.
Yeah, I'm wrapping this up before I get mad. Anywho, AD is now just listing people that are not coming within 200 miles of me for no reason.
Like you could take a trip. You could take a day trip.
How many flights do you think that I can afford, AD?
I tell you to take a.
How many flights?
I'm telling you to take a hop a train or a bus.
How many flights do you think that I can afford, AD? These were like, that was 4 different shows that you mentioned.
I just said
I can't afford to be in the DMV 4 times in 3 months.
No, but you can pick which ones you want.
Yeah, Jameson. Well, that's the one that I can afford.
So that's all that I was saying.
AD out here listing concert lineups like I get good concerts. On purpose. You hear him?
But you closer to yes.
No, I'm not closer to shit. I am not closer to anything.
That's actually I was about to say.
I'm not closer to anything. I mean, Charlotte would be the closest place for me to go, but Charlotte still does not get lineups like that. The closest place for me to go is Atlanta. And as an old lady now, I can't be doing them 3 hours. Well, really is 6 hours. I've done a concert in Atlanta in one day, like driven down there, gone to the concert, taken a nap, drove back to go to work the next day. And I just can't do that to myself no more. I mean, the concert was worth it, but still no. Can't do it to myself anymore.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for these Maxwell tickets. So,
but yeah, I will wrap us up because we actually went for a long time as a first time coming back in a couple months. But I can affirmatively say we will be back on our regular schedule. And next time we take a break, I'm going to really attempt to do better at things. That's the best way that I can
At
put it.
things.
I'm
What
gonna
are
do better at
things?
things, at making sure that we're communicating and things like that. Social media is just still very much difficult for me, y'all. I hate social media, and then that's another part of these lifetimes that we've lived, that social media keeps fucking changing. Um, but yeah, if you continue to follow us, like obviously follow us on the podcast service of your choice. I was having a hard time remembering what I was trying to say. Follow us on there, and then at some point I'm going to make an executive decision on which social media site we're going to use, and we're going to roll with that. But yes, as far as podcast things go, obviously please continue following us on the podcast service of your choice. And then again, we're going to noodle together and figure out where we'll be social media wise, and I'll direct you there. But right now, social media is a clusterfuck. And truthfully, I can't see, I can't foresee where we be, but the posting to Twitter, X, Instagram, Threads, Pipeline, I don't know how that's going to work. Main places you can find us: Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube. So, yeah, follow us there, subscribe to us there. We'll get back on a regular schedule, and you'll be hearing from us soon. This has been the BINACT Podcast, where we talk music, the people that make it, and the communities that listen to it. We'll be back on a regular schedule in 2 weeks. Bye.